Hi, I'm Michael from The Long Way Home, where we discuss my life before, during and after policing. I was a member of the New South Wales Police Force for about 21 years, and during that time I worked in general duties, detectives, high patrol, and finally I did 8 or 9 years as a forensic scene of crime officer, also known as a SOCO. And then I had retired due to the injuries I'd sustained whilst I was policing. That's another story. I've had a fair few emails from people wanting to know how to survive the New South Wales Police Academy. And it's a good subject, and it's something that I can help you with. The New South Wales Police Academy is located at Goulburn. Goulburn's a place that basically revolves around the police academy. People work at the police academy, or people sell their gear to the police academy. It's the epicenter of the town, basically. So when you get there, they'll give you your room keys, they'll give you a photo identification card that you must wear on you at all times. Then they'll send you to an induction class, so you'll go into one of the big auditoriums, and there'll usually be about 300 trainees there. And then someone from every section will tell you what to expect during the course, what their expectations are of you, and how things work around here, the culture. So there's a lot of extremely good teachers at the police academy, both civilian and police officers. They will freely give you their time if you're struggling, because there's a fair bit you've got to get through. In my 3 months down there, my initial 3 months, I had a bit of a hard time with the powers of arrest, and one of the fellows stayed back an hour and a half in his own time to go through it with me, so I understood it, because I really wanted to make sure that I excelled at the police academy, because I didn't do too good anywhere else. I was the class clown at school. I had ADHD that I didn't know about at the time, so I didn't know that I could funnel that energy into other things. I just was a fool, and I left school as soon as I could. I went back to night school in TAFE to do my HSC, but I did a mechanical apprenticeship. Then I went and sold new and used cars and applied for the police force, and that was accepted. Now, prior to applying for the police force, I made sure that I could swim 100 metres. I made sure that I could do the running requirements, the beep test requirements, the pull-ups, sit-ups, all that sort of thing. I made sure I made sure I well and truly exceeded the requirements of an initial trainee. Because a friend of mine had said to me, and I'm saying it to you, you will not have the time to get fit at the police academy if you're unfit when you start. If you're fit when you start, and the first thing they'll do in the first couple of days you're there is put you through the fitness tests and make sure you meet the minimum standards. If you don't, they'll probably turn you around and send you back home again. So you don't want that, that's for sure. So yeah, I made sure I well and truly surpassed the minimum physical requirements, and it's something that's very important. As I said, down there you won't have enough time to scratch your head, so you're not going to be able to get fit down there. They will maintain your fitness. You go to 2 or 3, 4 classes a week of physical education, running, lifting weights, whatever. I was running to my work and back each day, which is about 3.5 kilometres. Sometimes I did 5 kilometres every day, plus at night time. And I was going to local cross fitness courses at the local gym. I was doing a lot of weight training, bodybuilding, that type of thing. So when I went down there, I just breezed in as far as the initial fitness test goes. And then I just had to maintain that by going to their physical education lessons. So what's something else that would be very helpful for you? it would be very helpful for you at the police academy and thereafter if you did a public speaking course before you went to the police academy. Now, all Toastmasters clubs conduct these public speaking courses. They're usually about 8 weeks, I think they are, one night a week for 8 weeks, something like that. But they're extremely beneficial in learning how to speak impromptu, how to speak in public. It's something that you'll use every day in the police, whether you're in court, getting knocked around by a barrister, reading out your statement in court, answering questions in court, or public speaking. You might have to go to local school and give a presentation to some school kids. Public speaking. You might have to go to local Rotary Club dinner and give a talk on higher patrol duties to local Rotary Club people. I've had to do all this. I've had to address when we had a problem with truck drivers doing the wrong thing in our patrol. I addressed a group of probably 120 truck drivers and went through what they're required to do and what will happen if they don't do it, because we had a big problem with truck drivers menacing other car drivers. So you could be called on at any stage to speak on behalf of the police service. You might be at a critical incident, you might be the senior person there, even though you're only fairly junior, and one of the big news crews will come, stick a microphone in your hand and a camera in your face and ask you to comment on the situation. So if you can give a clear, concise presentation, it's fantastic, and it's going to help you all the way through life. So that is a big thing I think that you should consider. No one likes public speaking, no one. But if you can do it, it's very rewarding, and not a lot of people can do it. And it'll help you immensely over the years. So keep that in mind. So what happens when you get to the police academy? They give you your photo ID to put on your chest, keys to your room. There's hundreds and hundreds of rooms there where you get a bed, a desk, a window to look out of, and they've got a lounge room and bathroom facilities in the complex. At any point in time, there's hundreds and hundreds of people training there, whether they're doing the initial training or whether they're doing in-service courses, such as the detectives course, a high patrol education program, so many, the dog handlers course, all dealt with at New South Wales Police Academy. So what else are you going to learn at the Police Academy? You're going to learn all about the law, obviously, because you have to enforce the law. They're going to teach you about that. They're going to teach you how to write reports, how to write briefs, how to investigate matters. Even car crashes require investigations, so it's very important. They're going to teach you how to use the drug and alcohol testing equipment we use. And what else? Teach your officers what they call officer survival, so that's how to shoot your gun, how to look after your gun, your baton techniques, your OC spray, when you can use that and how you use that, how to handcuff someone, unarmed combat in the padded rooms, get thrown around here, there and everywhere, how to control someone that doesn't want to be controlled. Also drill, they're big on the old cranky parade sergeant going around yelling and screaming in your face. They're big on drill, so you're going to have to learn how to march and how to do basic drill techniques for the passing out parade when you finish your course. Other things they teach you are how to police a multicultural society, the issues there. It's not easy, the New South Wales Police Academy, but it's very rewarding. I went down there to do the very best I could. I'd rented my house out that I was living in. I'd left my job, which was a good job, so I'd put a lot on the line to get down there. And I said to myself, when I go to the Police Academy, I'm not going to be the idiot at the back of the class anymore. I'm going to be the fellow on the front row. I'm going to ask the questions that I want answered, and hopefully I'm going to do well, which I came 18th out of, I think it was about 280 student police officers. So yeah, that was really good. But you're going to have to put a lot of study in. Your morning will start at 6 o'clock in the morning, shower, breakfast, get out on the drill grounds, the parade grounds for the morning's talk. That's another thing you've got to do. A lot of really young people don't even consider this. You're going to have to make sure your uniform that they give you is spotless at all times. So your boots need to be highly polished, your trousers and your shirts need to be immaculate and ironed properly. They will, believe it or not, teach you how to do that down there, and they have all the facilities to do that. So there's lots of things you've got to do at the same time, and in between you'll be doing essays and exams, lots of exams. They'll teach you something, then they'll do an exam. They'll teach you something else, then you have to do an essay on it. So there's lots of study, and you have to put in the yards. If you don't put in the yards, it's a waste of time you've been there. But when I was down there, my whole purpose down there was to do as well as I possibly could, and that's the way I addressed every course. And I would stay up till midnight nearly every day studying. When I went home the weekends, I used to go home the weekends. They let you go around 3:30 on Friday afternoon. You can stay at the police academy for the weekend. Not a lot of people stay there unless they're doing a 7-day-week course. Most people go home. I teamed up with another fellow that lived in my area. We used to take turns driving home using our different cars. So yeah, you get the weekends off, but you don't really, because first thing I do when I got home was start studying again or start typing out one of my essays. So even though I was at home, Mum and Dad's place, I was still a student of policing. I was still flat out trying to catch up and make sure that everything got in on time. Now, you can go out for a drink if you want to during the week. What I used to do, I'd reward myself. Thursday night, a pretty big night in Goulburn at the RSL Club. So every Thursday night I'd go out for a drink with the guys. Don't fall into the trap of going up to the academy bar and having a few skinners each night, because not only costs you a fortune, it'll eat in your study time, and you need to do the study. You don't want to be at the bottom of the class. You don't want to have to repeat, go through it all over again. No. So, yeah, reward yourself. If you put in the yards and you've done well for the week, reward yourself on Thursday night. Go out and have a feed outside the academy. Have a few beers. There's nothing wrong with that. But you also got to remember too that they do drug and alcohol testing randomly. So don't have too much to drink, and certainly don't take any illicit drugs. You'll be in trouble there. Certainly hope that you wouldn't turn up at the police academy when you're taking illicit drugs, but who knows? Stranger things have happened, no doubt. So what have I covered? They're going to teach you law, they're going to teach you officer to survive, they're going to teach you how to use your weapons, they're going to teach you how to drive a police car and a police truck on the New South Wales Police Academy motor training complex, which is basically a racetrack. They've also got a big wet area that they use for teaching you how to skid. It's called a skid pan. So you'll be able to get out there and go fast on this racetrack, and they'll teach you how to drive fast, how to stop fast, how to be in control all the time, how not to drive too fast for your capabilities. They'll teach you about pursuits, how to act in a pursuit, how to drive in a pursuit, what information the VKG radio needs from you if you're in a pursuit. So that's all covered there. It's a fantastic facility and something I totally enjoy. You do a lot of time on the track, but you do a lot of drives. You do night drives and daytime drives up the highway to various police stations, into the city, down to Wollongong. I think I went to Bathurst on one of the courses, drove to Bathurst and back. So, yeah, some really good times to be had at the police academy if you put in the effort. And if you put in the effort when you turn up your police station, you're going to be way ahead of those who haven't put the effort in. Because when you get to your police station, you're still going to have to do your exams and your essays regularly. You'll have a training officer at the police station that will monitor you and help you out there. So what you're going to have to do then is shift work. And if you haven't worked shift work, they can knock you around to start with. Then study for the police course still that you're doing, your station diploma, and work as well in a job that you're not really familiar with. So it's important that you get in this cycle of being able to study and write essays. But all in all, I probably haven't mentioned a fair few things that happen at the police academy because so much goes on there. They're going to teach you to be a cop. It's as easy as that. They're going to teach you to be a cop. And when you leave, they're going to know what to do, what to say, what your powers of arrest are, when you can use your weapons, how to drive a police car, how to stop a vehicle, how to control occupants in a car, how to do a dangerous offender stop. So there is a lot of stuff you learn, and it's all very exciting because it's new and it's interesting, it's fun. And I'm sure if you go down to the police academy as a student, you'll have a good time down there. But just make sure when you turn up that your fitness level is well above the minimum requirement. If I can help you out at all with any other questions on the police academy or anything else, please just drop me an email at lowercase longwayh@gmail.com, and I will either answer you personally or I'll answer you personally and do a video about it so other people can take away that information as well. Thanks very much. Enjoy your day. Talk soon. Bye.